Spirit on me, I ain't gonna
You want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Yeah, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and the elders in Connecticut, the brothers out there in the four winds, out there preaching the truth and sincerity. Yeah, the hopeful elect, right? On the four winds, right? You brothers that came back to the fold, whether your phenotype looked like another nation, but you came back to the fold. Shalom to Sister Aqua, listen in silence, and under their spiritual leader, their husbands, basically. Hey, shalom. Yeah.
Shalom.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Ezekiel?
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel, chapter 1, or verse 1, chapter 26. And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne,
Right.
as the appearance of a sapphire stone.
Right. That throne dealing with the Most High God, Yahweh, right? Though he's not coming off his throne, it's just giving you a understanding that there is a Most High, and if he was to come down, he's basically like a man. And really, if the Lord came down, he'd be a Judite. That's why it says that Yahweh Shai is what the express image of Yahweh, right? Right? Keep going.
And upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above upon it.
Right.
Verse 27. And I saw as the color of amber, as
Right.
the appearance of fire round about within it.
Right.
From the appearance of his loins even upward, and from the appearance of his loins even downward, I saw as it were the appearance of fire, and it had brightness round about. Verse 28.
Yeah.
As the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness round about. There was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake.
Son. Yeah. So that's dealing with Yahweh, who the world English calls the Most High, and they're gonna come in with the world English calls what? UFOs, right? Or UAPs, right? Go ahead, brother. Daniel.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 9, and it reads, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was as white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
Right, those wheels that's burning fire, what is dealing with the chariots, what you call so-called UFOs, right? Who the world, go back to that, brother. Can you do it a little slower?
Want to read it again?
Yeah.
Run it back? Okay.
Slow, yeah.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 9, and it reads, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit.
Ancient of Days, right? Without time, because the Most High is without time, right? He's the Ancient of Days, right? He's before time. He created. He created his Son, who created the angels, and what created the world that you see now, right?
No beginning, no end.
Right, and there's no beginning, no end with. Keep going.
Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
And his wheels like the burning fire, dealing with the chariots, right? We get Zechariah 6:1. No matter of fact, just go up from where you're at. No, down.
Down, okay, keep going.
Down, no, not keep going. Just jump down to where it talks about the sun. The sun.
Let me jump down to 13. I saw it on night visions. Okay.
Right, yeah.
This is Daniel 7 and 13, and it reads, I saw in the night visions,
Zechariah 5.
and behold,
Okay.
one like
And
the Son of Man,
6.
came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days.
Right.
And they brought him near before him.
Right, the son of God, right? which is another word of saying Yahushai, or who the world English calls Jesus Christ, the Son of God, right? Keep going.
Verse 14, and there was given him dominion and glory and the kingdom.
Right? He's going to be, and this is the end game, right? Because the Lord always tells you what the end from the beginning. So the end game of what this whole thing is of letting all these other nations, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persian, the Greeks, the Romans, then the second leg of Rome, right? The one that had the deadly wound that came back and was healed. We're dealing with this last empire, dealing with the Edomites, right? This is the end game to all that. Keep going.
And there was given him a dominion and glory and a kingdom,
right?
And all.
He's gonna get dominion. What do dominion mean? All rule, dominion, man, rulership, right? Because the Christians want to tell you that there's no slavery, right? Especially vocab, man. He goes around and why do you guys want to say about slavery? Like he's scared, man, because ultimately that's what the Lord said that He was going to give through His Father. Can you get that? Revelations 2, yeah. 2 and was it 27, right? Then was it that Psalms 2? Psalms 2. Can you get Psalms 2? I believe it is. Or you got it?
No, I'm.
Oh yeah, you don't. Okay.
We going Psalms 2 or what?
About the Lord. The Lord said, "Ask of me of the,
okay,
and I'll give you the heathen."
Okay.
Right.
This is Revelations 2 and 27, and it says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nation.
Right. The Lord, he that what endured to the end, him dealing with the elect, have power over the nations, right?
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Dominion. That's what dominion. He said the son should get dominion, and that's part of what ruling, right? With a rod of what? Of iron, man. Right? Because that's what you Edomites did. You came with iron, right? Starting with the Roman Empire, right? You ruled with a rod of iron, and then the second leg of Rome, you ruled with iron, but then that iron was what? Partly clay, right? Which is not gonna mingle, right? And eventually you're gonna break into. The Lord is gonna send forth His Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ, which is Yahushai, and to break you in complete pieces, man. Right? Keep going.
As the vessels of a potter, shall they be broken to shivers.
Right, as a vessel of a potter, right? Because that's why it tells you in was it Romans 9? He says, if the potter made one vessel for honor and the other one for dishonor, and then the one that's for dishonor would get broken to what?
Get broken to shivers.
Get broken to shivers, man. Who could you say? Can you say that the Lord is not righteous? You know what I'm saying? It said, what did it say? God forbid, man. Right?
Even as I received of my Father.
Right, the Lord, right? Go ahead, read that again. Because He received it of His Father. Right?
Daniel chapter 7, verse 14, and it says, and there was given him dominion.
Right? Dominion. Who it was given him dominion. Who did he get given that from? From the Most High Yahweh, His Father. Right? Which means they're not the same person. Right? Plantation Christianity will have you believe that. I mean, we believe that damn near our whole lives. For most people. I mean, I didn't, but a lot of people have.
And still to this day.
Right? Keep going.
And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, right? That all people.
He got given glory and a kingdom, right?
That all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Yeah.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
Right, the heathen, man. All you other nations, man. Heathen is a word for nation. Even that's why people don't understand, because sometimes an Israelite could be called a heathen. Heathen just mean a nation. But a lot of time, in the scripture, we were just saying that they were of, they had the customs and all these things of the other nations, or they were out of the commonwealth and they didn't know who they were. So we look down, or at least the Israelites at that time looked down. But after a while, what according to Isaiah 53, what we all went astray, man. So what?
And I shall give thee the uttermost parts of the earth.
Right. Oh, the uttermost parts of the earth. Because when you think about when Daniel was reading this, was that under Babylonians, right?
The Babylonian captivity.
We didn't know about this part of the world. They didn't know about this part of the world. When you go to the Medo-Persian Empire, they didn't know about this side of the world. When you go into the Greek Empire, they didn't know about this side of the world. When you go to the first leg of Rome, they didn't know about this side of the world. So when it tells what, go ahead, brother, one more time.
And I want to read verse 9 too.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'll start from the beginning. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
The heathen, man, and what's an inheritance?
Possession. Right.
Well, inheritance is something that's given to you from your father or someone that's in your somewhere in your lineage, and it's handed down to you. That's why I said you should be given dominion over the kingdom. That's an inheritance. Keep going.
And the uttermost parts of the earth.
And the uttermost parts of the earth is where? America, man. Because they didn't know it exists. So this is the uttermost parts of the earth, of the world, right? That fourth, was it said, because there even Apostle Hart brought that out, but that there's a book called The Fourth Part, the fourth part of earth, right? Because there was one time where you knew that there was three parts of the earth. You know, you had that, Asia Minor, and then you had Africa, right?
Land of Ham.
Yeah, which is the land of Ham. Yeah, at that time. Keep going, bro.
Let's see, verse 9. And I shall give thee the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession. That verse 9. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
Huh.
That's what
That
you were
nine?
touching on just a minute ago. Yeah, that was verse 9.
Yeah. Huh. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's speak on it.
No, I mean, I was just reiterating what you were saying. Like, we're going to, rule over these other nations with that rod of iron.
Right.
The same as they ruled over us, but we're going to do it in righteousness.
And they're going to get double. Go ahead.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 44, and it reads, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Right.
And the kingdom should not be left to other people.
Right.
But it shall break in pieces and consume all kingdoms.
Oh, what? There you go.
And it shall stand forever.
Right, gun. And that kingdom is what? Dealing with the Israelites. That kingdom is just starting with Yahushua, but then he also said what? The throne of David should last for what? Forever. Right? And that's something they don't ever teach you in plantation Christianity. They don't teach you about the throne room of David that's supposed to be forever. Just like the so-called Jewish, they're in the land and no one's speaking about the throne room of David, man. That's supposed to be forever. So how can you say you fit biblical prophecy, man? Right? But was it you?
You wanted
Okay.
Zechariah.
Oh, 6:1.
Yeah, Zechariah 6:1. And I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots out from between 2 mountains, and the mountains were mountains of brass.
Right. The four mountains. What? 2 mountains, Salakia.
4 chariots, 2 mountains.
Two mountains, right? And that goes back to this verse right here. Go back to that Daniel, Salakia, because that's why I wanted you to bring it out for. But we kind of went into those other precepts. But that's cool. Because it said that there's 2 mountains, right? And it says that, and then here it says that the Lord in Daniel 7 said the Yahushua shall be brought into the Lord and given another kingdom, right?
You want me to go back to
just that part right there where it said that he
verse
brought
9?
to the Lord. Yeah, he came to the Lord.
This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 9, and it says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
No. Down to just
14 again?
yeah, okay. No, just down to the part where it says that the Lord,
13?
the Lord came to the Lord.
Okay.
Yahushua, our Lord, out of one Yah, went to Yahweh, the Lord of all of us.
Okay,
right.
This is Daniel 7 and verse 13, and it says, and I saw in the night visions,
right.
and behold, one like the Son of Man,
right, which is Yahushua,
came with the clouds of heaven.
right, came with the clouds of heaven, plural, the clouds of heaven.
and came to the Ancient of Days.
I'm 7.
And they brought him near before him.
Right. Brought him near before him. Go ahead. What's that? Go ahead. That's dealing with that mountain.
Zechariah 6 verse 1. And I turned and lift up mine eyes.
Right.
And looked, and behold.
Behold, feast your eyes, look, pay attention.
There came 4 chariots out from between 2 mountains.
4 chariots out between 2 mountains. Those are those 2 mountains, right? Because it tells you that you got that? 7 and start at 1. That's cool. Go ahead. Start. Hold that.
This is Revelation 7 and 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth.
Right. Yeah.
Holding the 4 winds of the earth.
So he said what? He saw 2 mountains or 4 chariots coming out from 2 mountains. So that was what?
And the 2 mountains were mountains of brass.
Right. The 2 mountains were mountains of brass, and they had what? 4 chariots.
4 chariot come.
Keep going out.
In the first chariot were red horses. And in the second chariot, black horses.
Right, black horses.
And in the third chariot, white horses.
Right, white
and
horses.
And in the fourth chariot, grizzled and bay horses.
Hey, and that sounds like something black you would say, huh? Like a so-called, you know, when you be like, dang, that thing is pretty tight. Man, that's grizzled bay. Like that, the way the Lord puts things into the scripture, when you start really paying attention, you be like, oh, wait a minute, that sounds like something black people say or something, you know? Like, oh, you know, when you was in the Christian world, now you like, dang, that kind of sound. But now that you in the truth, now it's like it all comes together. It all makes sense now. What'd you say? Keep going. No, he going. And then
I answered and said unto the angel that walked with me.
Right.
What are these, my Lord?
What are these? What are these 4 chariots? The black and the white chariot, the grizzle and the bay chariot. Well, what is that, man? Keep going.
Verse 5. And the angel answered and said unto me, these are the 4 spirits of the heavens, which go forth from standing before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai of all the earth. The black horse, which are therein, go forth unto the north country, and the white go forth after them. And the grizzled go forth towards the south country.
Right.
And the bay went forth and sought to go, that they might walk to and fro through the earth. Right. And he said, get ye hence, walk to and fro through the earth.
Right.
So they walked to and fro through the earth.
Through the earth, right? Right, because what? It tells you that what? The eyes of the Lord
10,000 times brighter than the sun.
But yeah, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, but also it's a second Chronicles. No, Chronicles. It's slow. Come on, man. No. Because it goes with that because I got it right here. But this thing, it's like moving slow. Like the old phone, the older the phone, they try to make it slow to make you go buy a new one, they say. A lot of people say that they do that on purpose, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on. Lock here, brother.
You said you want to bring it. He said he had that precept Psalm 104.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The second Chronicles 14 and 2.
No, 16 and 9.
Want me to get it?
I think this brother got it.
Okay.
This is 2 Chronicles 16 and 9. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro.
Right, dealing with the chariots.
Whole earth.
Hold on, this brother got to move slow. Yeah, go ahead.
2 Chronicles 16 and 9. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro.
The eyes of the Lord is what? The chariots, the angels, right? The eyes of the Lord are the angels, and they go what? To and fro through the whole earth, right? Watching what's going on in the earth. Keep going.
To show himself strong.
To show whoself, Yahweh, to show himself strong, right? Keep going.
In the behalf of them,
right,
whose heart is perfect toward him,
right, which hopefully, right, being the hopeful elect, hopefully we actually are the elect, and our heart is perfect towards him, right? Keep going. And the Lord shows himself in what, and that's how we get delivered.
Wherein thou hast done foolishly.
Oh no, that's good, bro.
That's the same.
Oh no. Oh, it wasn't the finisher. No, or you went to another?
No, it's not. It's not done yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Herein thou hast done foolishly.
Okay.
Therefore, from henceforth thou shalt have war.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dealing with the Israelites. From then on, we had what? We had the, like I said, the Babylonian, the Medo-Persian, the Greek Empire. You know, you had, you basically the first leg of Rome. You had the second leg of Rome, and then ultimately we're gonna have the ultimate fight overall in the end. But really, this is a fight that's already won spiritually, man. But the Lord's just gonna put us through that fire a little bit, just to, you know what I mean. But the Lord said the victory is already won. Okay. Oh, that was you. Go ahead.
What do you want me to get? Keep going on what I was on?
Yeah.
Zechariah 6?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I went down to verse 8. Zechariah 6 and 8. Then cried he unto me and spake unto me, saying, Behold, these that go towards the north country have quieted my spirit in the north country. Right. And the word of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai came unto me, saying, Take of them of the captivity, even of Chaldea, of Tobijah, and of Jediah, which are come from Babylon.
Right.
And come thou the same day, and go into the house of Hosea, the son of Zephaniah.
Right.
Then take silver and gold and make crowns.
Cool. That's cool. It was just about the chariots. And now I just wanted to get the Revelations. I think it's 8. And then go ahead, finish that 7. Start back at the beginning. Because what those chariots, that's going out through the four winds. Those are the four chariots through the 4 winds, and it said what it quieted the Lord. So there was a time period that there wasn't any war, and the Lord had time to so the prophecies can be fulfilled. Right? Go ahead, 7. Revelation 7 at 1.
This is Revelation 7 and 1. All over. Start at the top. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth.
Right, yeah. There's 4 angels, which going into what he read in Zechariah 6, those 4 angels, that's those 4 chariots that went out through the whole earth. Right? Keep going.
Holding the 4 winds of the earth.
Holding the what? Holding back the 4 winds. That's why he said it went towards the north, and it pleased the Lord that he was quiet, because that's why it had enough time for prophecy to come to fulfill. So the Lord held back the winds, right? The nuclear wind. He held back the destruction, right? Because the Lord said that he know how to preserve the wicked for the day of destruction. So ultimately, Esau is thinking that he's getting away with all this stuff, right? So the Lord is preserving him. That's why he's allowing him what knowledge shall increase. That's why he allowed those the technology where you got your phone, like the apostle said, it's like the Urim and the Thummim. Like now you got the Urim and the Thummim in your hand, right? You got this technology. Because at one time it was shut up until what? Until knowledge is time to increase, and people can go to and fro like it's nothing. So now that people are going to and fro like it's easy, a lot easier. What now? The Lord is setting forth that judgment. Keep going.
That the wind should not blow on the earth.
Right. This is that time.
Nor on the sea. This
is the time that the Lord allowed for prophecy to be fulfilled, because there was no judgment completely on Esau Edom, because this is dealing with the last empire. or what is called the last age, right? Keep going.
nor on any tree.
Nor on any tree, right? Dealing with that nuclear wind, that nuclear destruction, right? Because the Lord said that He was gonna, He was not gonna flood the earth anymore, but this last time it's gonna be what, with fire. So that's why it's saying that nothing happened to the trees, nor the grass, nor anything. No nuclear fire or fire has come down and burnt all the trees and things. Keep going.
It's verse 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels,
Right.
to whom it was given to hurt
Right.
the earth.
The same ones in Zechariah, the four angels who was given, right? Keep going. Say it again.
To whom it was given to hurt the earth.
Right? It
and
was
the
given
sea.
to them to actually hurt the earth, right? And the sea, right?
Saying, verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the tree, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads.
Right? To the seal. Get the was that Revelations 8, I believe, when it goes into you can start at 7, I think. Yeah, start at 7 and then just keep going down.
All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 8, verse 7, and it reads, the first angel sounded.
Right? That's the first angel, because the when you read in Zechariah, there were 4 angels, and those 4 angels was to hold back the destruction. Right? Keep going.
And there follows hail and fire mingled with blood.
Right? And fire and blood comes with them, right? Because they got destruction. The Lord said he given them the power for destruction. Right? Keep going.
And they were cast upon the earth.
Uh-huh.
And the third part of trees was burnt up.
Right? And see, now it's time for that destruction. So that third part of the trees are going to be burnt up, man. Dealing with ICBM missiles, man. Oh, and what's that? The other one, the hypersonic missiles, man. Like just like what you call them said. Russia has a missile called what? Satan, right? Satan 1 and Satan 2. But what did Yahushua say? Huh? Oh, you got that?
I said I got a precept.
Oh, yeah. What did Yahushua say? Yahushua said, I seen Satan fall from heaven like lightning. So that Satan, which we know is talking about the Illuminati, but also what's going to bring that destruction to the Illuminati? That Satan 1 and the Satan 2, those ICBM missiles. So that Satan is going to come from the sky, man. Keep going.
It says, and all green grass was burnt up.
Right. And everything is going to be burnt up. So now we're coming to that time of what? Of destruction, man. That time that the Lord is going to say, you know what? Hey, you angels that was meant to not destroy anything, go out and time to make destruction. That's why the Lord said there should be fanners, man. Right? The Egyptian against Egyptian. That's the time that we're living in, man. We're time in famine, death, pestilence, and the sea hit, man. Right? The charagma, man. We're in that time. Right? Keep going. Go ahead.
Habakkuk 3 and 8. Was Yahweh Bashem Yahushai displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots of salvation?
Oh, do that one more time, please.
Come on. Habakkuk 3 and verse 8.
Okay, come on.
Was Yahweh Bashem Yahushai displeased against the rivers?
Yeah. Was the Lord displeased with everything? Yeah, the Lord's displeased with the way, the condition that the world is in, right? Because you got a place. I was watching this documentary where the bottomless pit, which is Europe, they create all these different things, the things that have plastic and stuff all over it. They have their TV dinners and all these different things. They're all their different gadgets and toys that come in the boxes and stuff. And did you know that China basically makes them and ships them out around the world so people can have them? But you know what Europe does? Europe actually packs up the trash and everything because it's the bottomless pit. They don't have nothing. They don't have a place to put their trash. You know, they pay for vessels what's called ships to load their trash up and ship it back to China. And you know where they dump it at? They dump the trash where the poorest people live at. And there's tons and tons of trash from Europe in China for no apparent reason out there with the poorest people. And then the kids are playing in it, and they just fun. They have to. It's a new way of life. They had to just deal with it. Keep going.
I'm sorry. Wasn't there a study that said that there was like 3 islands out there the size of Texas?
Yep.
Just nothing but plastic? Because they can't destroy that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Bury it.
You can't. Yeah. It can't. Yeah. Come on. Anyway, you want me to keep going?
Oh,
Was thine anger against the rivers?
Right. But hold on. That's why I was trying to make a point though on the point that they're sending that trash over to China. Yeah. But in the scriptures it says that China or Moab is one of the persons the Lord set thy face against Moab. So one of the parts, I believe, because the Lord's finna deal with the cleansing agent, which is the fire, he's gonna have to shoot missiles in that part where they got all that trash at, just to cleanse the earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Was the wrath against the sea,
right?
That thou didst ride upon thy horses and thy
chariots, which means symbolizes power of the Most High, man. Those chariots, those horses, you rode upon the chariots. Oh, go ahead.
Is there more than that, brother? That's it?
No, that's the chariots of salvation.
Chariots of salvation. That's for us, right? For the kingdom.
This is Revelation 7 and 8. And it says, and the second angel sounded.
Right, that's the second angel. Dealing with those angels were set to keep peace until the set time. So now we're coming to that set time. Keep going.
And as it were, a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea.
Right.
And the third part of the sea became blood.
Yep.
Keep going.
Keep going. Yeah. Keep going.
And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died.
Right, because you're dealing with the oceans. The oceans are messed up, like I was speaking about before when I seen about how they were sending the rising tides of Florida. The tides are actually rising up in Florida, and so they're trying to make a makeshift, basically land, and they're actually trying to go out there and make their own makeshift reefs to try to bring back to replenish the reefs, because they know because of what Esau have done, pulling out those animals that's meant to clean the earth, it's basically done damage to the water, and now the water's rising up, because what Scripture said that the Lord said that the water should not go past these type of borders, but because of what Esau's done, water is going past borders that before it never went past, because they're taking all those the crabs, the lobsters, and all that other stuff out of the ocean. They're killing the reefs. The reefs wasn't able to, because I think the reefs even eat the pollution, right? They eat the dirty stuff and then spit out the clean water, right? Because so the fish can breathe, right? So now the reefs are not able to even do the condition that it's supposed to do for the fish.
Yeah, because you have a lot of fish. They're actually coming out of the water and
jumping out the water. Yeah,
they're dying on the beaches and whatnot, man, because they can't breathe.
Right.
So they come out and then they.
Just one more thing when it comes to Esau. When you swim with sunscreen on, and that's what they require to live out, in the chemicals like oxybenzone can seep into the water where they're absorbed by the corals.
Oh, wow.
So they literally, I mean, I know, I think it was Hawaii a couple years ago, they banned their asses from getting in the water because the suntan lotion oozes off of them, and then it destroying the coral reefs.
Which proves that Esau's the cancer of the earth, man.
Man.
Which proves Esau's the cancer of the earth.
Either the sun gives him cancer or he gives the earth cancer.
Right, yeah.
Like Esau, there's nothing that his body can't absorb what our body can absorb. You know what I mean? Because the sun to us is vitamin C and vitamin D. Right? Esau Edom, it's a cancer stick, you know? And Esau want everybody to believe that way back in the day when Yahweh was on the earth, that a so-called white man was able to walk in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. Are you serious? The sun is against Esau Edom. So everything on this Esau Edom is just a big virus, a big plague on the earth.
A leper.
You know,
Clean leper.
that's it. He don't need to be here.
Or
You know,
could- or
and that's
should
why-
I say a
That's
dirty,
why
clean
Yahweh
leper.
Shemel is coming up against Esau, Edom, man, and to destroy you, man.
Right. So yeah. So basically, these things are happening upon the earth, right? So now these things are happening. So, but the Lord is saying, hey, this is how He's going to cleanse it. Fire is His cleansing agent. Keep going.
This is verse 8 again. It says, "And the second angel sounded." Actually, I go verse 9. Block it. I read 8 already.
It's okay.
Verse 9. It says, "And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea,
Right.
and had life, died,
Right.
and the third part of the ships were destroyed."
Right. That's those merchants that's out there in the sea. A lot of them going to be destroyed. Right. Keep going.
Verse 10. "And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star
Right.
from heaven."
Right. The third angel. See, there were 4 angels. Right. That went out through the 4 corners of the earth, according to Zechariah 6. Went out to the 4 corners of the earth, and their thing was to hold back the destruction. But now those 4 angels are to set out the destruction. And now what's happening right now in Europe? Fire, right? All through Europe, it's all these different fires all in California. So those are actually those angels, man.
Rome
Is all on fire, burning.
Burning a whole place of Rome.
Right.
Burning.
Right? All that ancient part of ancient Rome, right? The Lord is showing His ultimate power that He does. The eyes of the Lord goes upon the whole earth to show forth His power, man. Right? And that's ultimately what the Lord is doing, man. He's showing that through all these different so-called events that they know, because that's the reason why the elite had to come out and say that they knew that chariots do exist, because the chariots are popping out so often. They gotta just come out and say, yeah, it's not just a cartoon, it's not just a movie. You know what I mean? These things are real. We've been seeing them. Plus, Esau got makeshift chariots, so they could pretend like they have chariots, man, so they could try to fight against the Lord.
Well, there's a movie that I was watching. It's called The Lost World, and in there they don't call them UFO. They call them chariots.
Lost in space.
Yeah, lost in space.
Yeah.
They call them chariots. So Esau, don't know that these so-called UFO that they calling UFOs ain't UFO. They're chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and they know that, because why would they put that in the movie?
Well, chariot just means vehicle, so they know that it's a vehicle, because it's not just identified. Because see, like the science dude said, the one that who said that he said that they seen black men come out of those chariots. He said for certain we gotta say that it's a vehicle, because it can go forward, it can go side to side, it can go backwards, it can control itself. If it was just something floating in space like a rock, it can't go backwards, it can't go side, it can't move. It's just gonna float within that same space, because what they teach you in science, basically object in motion stays in motion. So even in space, even though it's like floating or whatever, it's in motion. It's like it got hit, and it's just gonna keep going into eternity or whatever, however far space is, because no one really know how big space really is. So keep going.
Verse 10 again, I'll start from the top. It says, "And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of the waters."
And what are we having right now with the water crisis? So now that third angel is starting to we're in that time, man. That third angel is making the waters.
I had a quick precept though.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse 4. And it says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish." Verse 5, "The earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant."
Right.
That's why the earth is fighting back against these devils for everything they've done. That's why you see all these fires. You see the fish jumping out of the water, beaching themselves, because the earth is fighting back against the way this devil has treated the earth. So that's
why the water, like you were reading, the water is drying up.
Right.
The water's starting to dry up, because there's the condition of this world is too much to bear, the pollution and all these other things that Esau Edom does. You mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you read that in about that third angel that you were just reading about the water?
Oh, okay. Verse 10 again. It says, and the third angel sounded,
Uh-huh.
and there fell a great star from heaven,
Mm-hmm.
burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of the waters.
Now, when that's a good one, because that third angel it represents the chariot of Yahweh Shem El Shai. You know what I mean? And this is and it also talks about, you know, the clouds. You know what I mean? So this goes with the clouds and what you just read in right there in verse 10. It says, "Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walk upon the wings of the earth." Because these angels, they're not just here to just, you know, for the destruction. They here to what? To bring. They here to document on what's going on the earth. You know what I mean? The good and the evil. You know, so everything that we're prophesying through the spirit of Yahweh Shem El Shai.
Yeah, which Esau's starting to know that what?
That's right.
Even the chariots can splash, go into the ocean real fast without even making a splash.
Without making a splash, and that's what. That's what. I was watching that one video where a chariot came out of the water and went straight up into the heavens. You know what I mean? Esau Edom knows this.
Which the chariots, when you read that, the chariots was actually talking about the waters in the Mayams, yeah. So in the firmament too, but even in the ocean. Yep. So there's endless where the chariots can go. Like you said, they're making documents, they writing down everything, man. The eyes of the Lord upon the sinful kingdom, man.
And those chariots are the eyes of the Lord, man.
Right. Those angels are the eyes of the Lord. Keep going on.
Verse 11, it says, and the name of the star is called Wormwood.
Right, and that star is what called wormwood, and that's going to be what the what do you call it? The contamination of the water. This water, which they already saying it's contaminated anyway. They're telling you, was it New York? I mean, Slovakia, New York, saying that they got polio in the water or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then the mayor comes out and says, yeah, it's okay to drink it. You know, he's telling them to drink it, but that's Esau, man.
Mississippi, I think it's New Mexico, only has, what, a couple more weeks or a month left of good water.
Yep.
Right, Vegas?
Vegas.
Yeah, they just got the water turned back on in, I think it was Mississippi, but then there's another state and it's all the states where Jacob is prevalent.
I was watching in Oklahoma. They turned on their water. It was just like mud,
mud
water.
But you got
wormwood.
You gotta understand, it's coming here. It's matter of fact coming to Arizona. They're talking about getting ready to evacuate Arizona.
And let's not talk about Flint, Michigan.
You know,
right?
I mean,
that's definitely wormwood.
Yeah. They I don't think they've repaired that.
No,
yet.
they've never done it.
You know,
they've never done one thing for Michigan.
You got a lot of things happening here in so-called America, Babylon the Great, and people still don't understand. But see, they looking at what's on the news or what's going on in other countries,
witchcraft,
and they think that it's not going to come to Babylon the Great. All this stuff that you're seeing in Russia and China and all in Haiti, all these places that you're seeing on the news that's happening. What you don't understand is the Most High Yahweh Shem El Shai is saving the best for last, man. Because check this out. All that stuff that's happening in the other countries is going to happen here, but on a greater scale, man.
It's here already. This man's witchcraft, the Most High is allowing his witchcraft to keep continuing to deceive the people. So that when it drops, it's going to be like the ultimate. Man, I mean, like it's literally like you watching it happen and in denial that it's happening. Cognitive dissonance. It ain't happening, but you're looking at it coming down on you, but it ain't happening until it literally smashes these people.
They basically showed it in that thing that Netflix Look Up.
And they kept denying it, even though they could like witness it, like it's literally happening. But no.
It's not happening.
No,
Yeah,
it's
but
not
hey, but peep this. What that thing was saying. It said, "Don't look up." But what did the scripture say? It says, "Look up, for your what redemption draweth nigh."
Yeah.
Man. So that's what they ultimately. That's what the elites are pushing out. They're pushing out that vibration of what you said, witchcraft, man. And then like the elders go into that about witchcraft. Their thing when it comes with movies and TV, what is it called? Casting. Even when you talk about streaming, they say you're casting a stream. Yeah. So that's putting casting out spells, man.
Well, here's another good witchcraft that everybody literally witnessed. All your store shelves were emptying out. So what did they start doing? Spacing shit out on the shelf. Now, even though people could clearly see this shit's missing, this shit's missing, this shit's missing, everybody just kind of went back to that relaxed state of mind. Well, the shelf looks full because he used his witchcraft, stretched out everything that was there. So now you like, oh, we're good. Again,
even sometimes when you go in the stores, there's stuff next to things that would have never been next to the other things. If you go and pay attention, I'm like, wait a minute, you would have never seen this over here. Like, what is this doing over here by this? But it's just to fill in that space.
Or just look down on the floor and you see where an aisle used to be, but it's gone now, and they done moved it around so that, you know.
Well, I actually work in a grocery store, so I see it.
Yeah.
I see the way, you know, we got right now, we're getting to the point, you know, and just in the store I work in, we can't even stretch it out no more. We got holes everywhere now. Yeah. So it's getting worse and worse and worse. Before we were able to, you know, expand on items to make it look full. We move the tags, and I would do it. Why? Because for me, you know, because I want to make it look good. You know, I'm doing my area. You know what I'm saying? So I say, hey, can I move this? Yeah, move it. You know.
And you watch the people relax afterwards. Like, you know, they went from a state, like a slight state of panic, like, oh shit, you know, where's everything at? To, oh, we're good.
Well, see, what's going to really happen? See, because when they shut this place down, people panicked, but they didn't really panic. You know what I mean?
Right.
They were still at a ease. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. God, what's really about to happen? They are going to panic, and they're not going to understand it.
They still believe in that American
dream.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to be great.
Yeah.
America's never going back to its
hollering for Donald Trump to come back.
Yeah, that's
it'll never go back.
The Great White Hope.
That's their savior.
That's their savior.
And what's crazy is the peons that's hollering for him don't realize he wouldn't let them on his lawn.
Nope.
Let alone in the yard or on the porch. Nothing. But they love that is a level of foolishness watching that I never really. I mean, yeah, I guess I can't say I never really thought I'd see it, but that foolishness is just bizarre. It's still bizarre to watch, you know. I love watching the ones where they got the Donald head on the Rambo body. Oh, that shit has me weak.
Hey,
He's a fat, doughy pant load.
Rambo.
That's
Dumbo, man. That's Dumbo.
But they love darkness.
Doughy pant load.
They love darkness, man. Our people love darkness.
Donald Rambo.
Yeah, that shit is a lot. I know you've seen it. There's muscles down
Trump,
to it with Donald's face on it. That shit had me weak.
And people love Esau more than they love Yahweh Shimon Shai, man.
Man, yeah, I don't even want to speak on that about the devil that just died.
Man.
Now, how you have people that have been colonized crying over the colonizer?
Yeah.
She's a colonizer, and she's got people that were colonized crying and weeping about her dumb ass dying.
Yeah, well, boss, we sick.
Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome. Verse 11, it says, and the name of the star is called Wormwood,
right?
And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters, because they were made bitter. Verse 12, and the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon.
That's the ultimate thing, the ICBMs, because right now we're in the time that the water is becoming away, but we're almost in that time where the ICBM missiles are going to come and everything's going to be smitten. And then also what is going to block out the sun from the smoke and the stars and everything. You ain't going to see nothing for the smoke for America is going to be a lake of fire, man. But this is going to be that lake of fire, which is talking about America. So what we're coming in that time. Keep going.
It says, and the third part of the moon and the third part of the stars,
Right.
so was the third part of them was darkened.
Right, the third part of what of Esau, of the Edomites, man. Keep going.
And the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise.
Right.
Keep going.
I believe so. Yeah. Now let me just read.
What did Korea say? Korea said if they even sneeze, they gonna push that button.
Yeah, they literally
they
like this
literally
over there.
said it. They got their hand on the button, and if they sneeze wrong, we gonna push it. So I mean, it's coming, man.
Yeah,
So
we in
no
that time.
wisdom,
Keep going,
man.
keep going.
Yeah.
Verse 13 says, and I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of other voices.
Isaiah 65, 66:15.
Says, other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound.
Right. Go ahead.
You want Isaiah 66?
Go get your precept.
I got
You
it.
had earlier.
You want Isaiah 66:15?
I got it.
Oh, he got it.
Okay.
You want Psalm
No,
68?
yeah, the one you had, your precept that you had. Because you didn't do your precept. I thought you had two of them.
I did. I had Psalm 68 and 17
And 104.
and 104.
Okay, go ahead.
I think I read it wrong.
Okay, we'll do the other one then.
We're gonna read it again if you want.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Psalms 104 and 3. It says, "Who layeth the beams of his chamber in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots, who walketh up on the wings of the earth."
Right, yeah, that's the angels, man. They go around the four winds of the earth, man, and they're checking everything. But then they're down. It's going to be their time to what to unleash that destruction, man. And that's why you having all these the sedition amongst men, right?
It's gonna, like you said, it's gonna magnify.
You got the sedition. Can you get the sedition amongst men?
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead. Read your other one too.
This is Psalm 68, 17. "The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels.
Woo!
The Lord is among them,
Hey, the Lord is among them, man.
as in Sinai, in the holy place."
Right, to what? To bring us out of a place called Babylon the Great, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, right? Where our Lord was what? Crucified, right? You X'd them out to give us a Caesarea Borgia or Serapis Christus and give us and dumb us down, man. Give us nonsense. But what? Now that we're rising, what we know that these chariots, right? The swing low, sweet chariot is for what? For the hopeful elect. And then ultimately that day, you're gonna when the twinkling of an eye, you're gonna see who's the elect and who's not the elect, man. Oh, go ahead.
I remember when that song song came out with the old. He was an old cat, and he was in the field, and I think he was digging or something. I got to go back and remember the movie and rewatch it. But I think I know he was in the field, and he was singing "Sweet Low, Sweet," and as he was singing it, you could see the chariot flying right over his head. So that goes to show that when they saw,
Esau
they knew. Back then, even our people knew, because that's why they even came up with that song, "Sweet Low, Sweet Chariot, coming forth, carry me home." Why? Because those chariots, these are those chariots that they were singing about. You know what I mean? And we, even though
It just wasn't that time.
it wasn't that time for us to wake up. But now that we woke up, we know that these so-called UFO, we know that they're chariots.
Green goblins and green little men and all these other different things with acid spit,
Big eyes.
and you know what I mean?
You know what I hate about that though? Now Esau sings that song like it belongs to him.
Yeah.
Swing low. Get your ass out of here,
Come
dude.
on, man. You don't even know nothing about the chariots. So how are you gonna sing the song? You don't even. I mean, you believe that there's chariots out there, but you don't believe in Yahweh Shimi Yahushua. You never did. So why are you singing our song? Why are you reading our book?
Okay. Before you get that started.
Let me get specific.
Okay.
If I may.
Okay,
Just going back to the chariots with the Lord coming with his angels, the saints. This is Jude 1 and 14, and it says, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 15, to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed.
Right. And it's not a convince to persuade you to come into this, a convince where you're going to see the power and destruction of the Lord, and you're going to be convinced in your destruction that, oh shit, the Lord is real.
He's going to make it plain. It is him.
Yeah, he's going to make it plain that it's him. Yeah, come on.
It says, and all their harsh speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against him.
Yeah. You so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians who have come against the Lord, you're going to know that when we was trying to speak and tell you that you're the Israelites, which we know, according to Scripture, a lot of you weren't going to get it, but the point, it was for you.
Yeah.
That's the point. And every man in so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man should be out there prophesying, regardless, man. Yeah. This should be for you. Listen, there's no other story greater than this. This is the greatest love story, like how they tell you in Christianity, but they don't know. They didn't know the half realistically. Yeah. No, this really is the greatest love story you ever heard, man. Yeah. The way that the Lord set it up, the way we fell from the Lord, and He sent His only begotten Son to die for us, to bring us back with good standing with the Lord, and then to have an exclusive that it's only the elect, but then there's an elect within the elect, which proving that the Lord has power. That's the reason why the Lord was saying that it's not hard for the Lord to give over a victory to a few men, right? Because the Lord's not dealing with the many, and the Lord is clearly showing you that. That's the reason why plantation Christianity comes with a false narrative, because they're saying God is willing to save everybody, but from the beginning, He kept coming with the seed. He said what? From Ham, Shem, and Japheth, He gave the blessing to Shem. And then all the way from Shem, He gave it to Enoch and all them other ones. And then from them to Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob, and then to the Israelites. And then you see the forward of the Lord saying, look, He's only dealing with one seed. And then to break it all the way down even further, to say within the chosen, I'm gonna have a chosen within the chosen. That's how, man. That's power.
Israel, the Most High.
The Israel, the Most High. But listen, when you think about it, that's love and that's power. That's showing his man. That's showing that the Lord ain't gotta just bow down to what anybody has to say.
But it's also mercy, because who is He showing mercy to? To the children of Israel.
Well, you know what I mean? Yeah, eventually, all Israel shall be saved. So what He because what He promised Abraham, that your seed should inherit this. So even though He's going to destroy 2/3, they're still going to get to come back. So the Lord can keep His promise to Abraham.
That's right.
Man, you tell me that's a real love story, man.
That's love like a mother.
Oh, did you have more?
No, I got that.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Because I was speaking because we were saying about the way the country's breaking down. All these different places are starting to break down. Go ahead.
I'll start at verse 14. The second Edge is 15 and 14, and it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Verse 15. Oh,
go ahead.
Okay, yeah. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah.
It says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another.
Yeah, it's that wormwood, that water, right? Dealing with the wormwood and all that other stuff. It's going to be started becoming a sedition amongst men for those for the what you call it, for the teats, man, for the last bit of items, you know what I mean? Things for you to drink or eat or whatever it is out there for you to get, man. The Lord's going to have someone come spoil you, man. Take your spoils. Keep going.
They should not regard their kings nor princes.
Right.
And the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Right. Because we're coming in that time, man. Nobody's going to regard what these kings and all these different people doing, which they're already doing it in Europe now, which they're not really showing that on the TV here, on the so-called media here, of how those people are rioting big time, and they're dumping what is it called, manure and stuff on their capital. saying you can't live without the farmers. But they already have their farmers. They have their science. They have their science farmers who's gonna do a farm in their underground bunkers. That's why they're not worried about you. Technically, if you look at situations, that would be right on a normal basis. You need farmers, right? But they know that they got their makeshift farms with their so-called intelligence in their bunkers, where they got the food, they got the cattle. Because you got to think of where these cattle and where all this food and where this water going. My mind is, I'm thinking the elite's been pumping water from every little place so they can have it in their bunkers. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
This is all to make way for the sea hip.
Yeah, yeah.
So that when the people are starving, when they're at full thirstiness, then they're going to be willing. They're going to be completely willing to run down there.
Yeah, get the sea hip.
Get that sea hip.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Hey, you don't have to make somebody do something. You just have to appeal to their carnal nature. You hungry? You want to eat?
Oh yeah, Satan back with Yahushua. Get that, because basically what he told Yahushua, hey, if you're hungry, turn this rock into bread. So that's basically
Matthew?
what. Yeah, I think so.
I got a few more verses.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No.
Okay. Yeah. Verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
A man should desire to go into a city, and you ain't going to be able to, man. There's going to be a lot of martial law, but hey, not just that. Yeah. Say somehow, some way, Arizona starts being able. They be like, well, there's no water for Vegas, but somehow Arizona, there's still water for you, and all those people from Vegas come here. A lot of everybody from Arizona gonna be like, hell no, y'all gotta go somewhere else. People are gonna be like, no, you can't come, or even now, because if say that Vegas gets shut down, Arizona gets shut down, all these the four corners, well, and California, we're called the four corners. That's the four corners. Yeah. Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, the four corners, and then California. Shut down. Where do we go? We're gonna have to go somewhere east, where they're probably, like you said, like the brother was saying, they got messed up water. Even there's a part in I forgot what town it was, but they was talking about how there's a town in Louisiana that got where the black people has the highest cause of cancer. I forgot. It's a small black town though. In Louisiana, and they got the highest thing of cancer because of the water and the way that they're treating the water and stuff like that. So where do we go?
And those stories are true, because even if you go back, remember that movie Aaron Brockovich with all that water that was caused all that illness and stuff. Right. So it's true that water is causing those diseases.
Right. Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, she was. I forget.
That was a remake. Story. Yeah, I think that was a remake because they did one in the '90s. Yeah. And then they did the remake on that, how that water, and then they heard the lady's son was a lawyer, but he was more like a business lawyer. But then she got him to help sue them.
Yeah, I don't remember the whole thing, but I remember.
Yeah.
I'm just going back to that.
Michelle Pfeiffer or something.
No, it was I can't think of her name. Oh well.
Anyway, I got that. You ready?
That woman that came on Pretty Woman. I can't remember her name.
Go ahead, because.
So there's
a little bit more. I mean,
okay,
go
on.
It's just going into the lack of bread.
That's what he said. Go ahead.
You got it, bro.
Go ahead.
You want me to get it first?
Yeah,
okay, I'll get it
finish
first.
that.
A couple more verses. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Right.
Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor,
right, and
shall destroy their houses with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread,
right,
and for great tribulation.
Right, and the brother made a good point about trying to feed into your carnal nature of what needing that bread, which Esau Edom is the physical counterpart of Satan, of the spiritual demon Satan, and the spiritual demon Satan did the same thing. Go ahead, brother.
So this is Matthew 4, and I'm going to start at verse 2. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterwards and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of power, command.
And that's basically what they're telling us. Right. We're standing up on our feet in a exceedingly great army, and that's ultimately that's going to be that test. They're going to say, if you're the Son of God, if you're the Israelites, right? Because then we're in a place where it was said that you are not the people. There shall be said you are the sons of the living power. Yeah, you're the sons of the living power. So when is it ultimately going to be said that you're the sons of the living power? When you're on those chariots, man, because you're gonna see if you really got the faith. The Lord is finna test. So even Esau is finna test you to see, hey, if you're the son of the living power, if you're the son of Yahweh, but
command these stones be made bread.
Yeah, command these stones to be made bread, because not only if they starve in the rest of the world, they're actually trying to starve out the elect. But the Lord said, what? Don't worry, what the elect shall eat, you shall eat. They shall mourn. But we're going to show you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that we're the elect, man. Then it should be known who are my chosen, right? Keep going.
Verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone,
Right.
but by every word.
Right. By the law, statutes, commandments, and the prophecies, right? The wisdom shall be the stability of your time by every word. Keep going.
That proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High.
The mouth of the Most High, right? This gonna come into a time that what we're gonna have to be pilgrims. So we know what's going on somewhat. You know what I mean? We don't know exactly how you're gonna go. We know to be pilgrims. We know that this life ain't gonna sustain us, man. Right? Let me get that. Second Ezra 13. Oh yeah, go back to that Zechariah, because I forgot about that part.
Now Jeremiah, you wanted Jeremiah 66 and 15?
Yeah. And then
then get Zechariah.
Jeremiah or Isaiah?
I got Zechariah right here.
Jeremiah.
Okay, he got Zechariah. Zechariah
66 and 15. Remember, behold the eyes.
Go ahead. Because he's talking about the destruction.
Yeah, it was supposed to come after
You were supposed to come after, but he went into a different precept. What you doing?
Let me get next measure 13.
Yeah, 13 and 8. But go ahead, go.
6 and 15.
Yeah.
This is Zechariah 6 and 15. And they that are far off shall come and build in the temple of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And ye shall know that...
No, not 15. 1.
You said 15?
No. 6 and 1.
Slack it. Zechariah 6 and 1.
I said, yeah, but I said...
And I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots out from between 2 mountains.
Right.
And the mountains were mountains of brass.
Right. And the mountain were mountains of brass. Go ahead.
2 13 and 8?
Yeah, 13.
This is 2 Ezra 13 and 8. And it says, But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain,
right,
and flew upon it.
So, like your brothers, I was supposed to read that earlier, just to show you when it said in Daniel's that the son of the Lord went to the Lord, and then it said there's 2 flying mountains, that obviously that's the Lord, Yahushai, is flying upon a mountain, and then Yahweh, when it goes into Yahweh from the beginning, the Ancient of Days did sit, right? He flew upon basically a mountain. Right, and then the Lord gave him the dominion. So, but before the dominion, it's going to come what? The war of worlds, right? I think that's Revelation, is it 6 and 12, or is it 7? When the war in heaven.
No, that's
6 and 12. But I think it's
and there'll be a great wonder in heaven. War. Yeah.
Should be.
It's in right here. And the dragon that went with the woman went to make war with the remnant.
No.
It's Revelation 12.
12 and 7. 12 and 7. That's right. There you go. 12 and 7. Yeah, come.
This is 12 and 7.
Revelation chapter 12.
Revelation 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not.
Right, and his angels with the fight with his angels. That's dealing with their military might, right? The teeth of Esau, right? That NATO, and I guess because it says that the other people are gonna fight with them too, like Russia and North Korea. All these other places are gonna fight with them. Go ahead. Okay.
This is Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
Right. Who's the children of Daniel's people? Daniel is an Israelite, so his people are what? Israelites.
Right.
Keep going.
And there shall be a time of trouble.
Right. The time of trouble, which is called Jacob's trouble, or really what they call, what it says in Revelation. It says in the Hebrew, it is what it is. It is Amaganwan. Yeah, Amaganwan. Yeah, right. In the Hebrew, Amaganwan. Yeah.
Such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Right, written in the book, right? That's dealing with the elect.
Just dealing with the elect.
Go ahead. Back on.
2nd Ezra 13 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
Right.
Keep going.
Oh, hold on. There's a Christian. That's like on Daniel's 2 and something. He says the same thing.
I'll read it again. I'll start at 6 again. It says, but I beheld, and lo, and he had graven himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. Verse 7, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
And I could not. Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. Well, we should try to get that. Two. Is it 2 and 4? It might be 2 and 4. James 2, verse 4. No, it's 2. Let's see. I hate this thing so slow. Yes, you can just keep reading that. We'll get it.
Okay. Verse 8, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him.
Right. Yeah. Those armies of all the world. Right. Dealing with Psalms 83. Right. Because they're going to come together. Right. Dealing with what's his name? Reagan. Was it Reagan said that if there was a military or someone to come from outer space to fight with them, that we will band together and to fight against them, right? And those that all that came together, to subdue them, right?
Yep. And after this I beheld, and lo, all that which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
Right. The Lord is going to put a spirit upon them to fight because they're going to be so afraid. But the Lord didn't have this be the end, to declare the end from the beginning, to not go to war. The Lord is a man of war, right? Was it Deuteronomy 3 and 15? Right, the Lord is a man of war. Right, the Lord is a man. The Lord is a man of war.
Let me keep going.
Hold on. Yeah. Keep going.
Verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war.
Right. The Lord ain't gonna have an instrument of war like that, like what you think. I mean, the Lord, the Lord has the chariots, the beams, the laser beams from the chariots, right? And the Lord, even in the beginning, it said the word of the Lord said what? Let it be light, let it be this. That's letting you know the power of the Lord. Let there be the sun, let there be the moon, the stars, this and that, from just him speaking, man. Right? So that's power, man. That's true power, man. It's Daniel 7:13. That's what it is. I thought it was 2. So I can. Daniel 7:3.
Or 7:13.
7:13. I think it's Brother John.
This is Daniel 7:13. And I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man come with the clouds of heaven.
Right, coming with those clouds of heaven, right? You're dealing with the same thing, what they call UFOs or UAPs, right? Which really the chariots of the Most High, right? The eyes of the Lord, right? Keep going.
And came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion.
Oh, I read that. That's not the one. I must have put it in this other book.
Yeah, we
started
that.
We started with that. Yeah, we started with that. So like it was.
What are you looking for?
Daniel sees the chariot come from, and he couldn't tell where the mountain. Right? Is that what you're looking for?
That's what I thought.
Where it had been.
Yeah.
From.
Where it wasn't driven. Yeah. I think it was 2, but it's all good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not that. Cause I had it down, but now I don't see it because I had it in the thing. But it's all good. Yeah, because it was driven without hands. I think it's in. I thought it was Daniel 2. But it says there's another one that talks about that, how it was driven without hands. I think it's in Daniel. It's driven without hands in Daniel.
I don't know what's that.
But you,
Shalakia.
brother,
that one
right there.
where the month is cut out.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
Yeah.
The 2? 2 and 45. 2 and 45. Salakia. I knew it was in 2. Salakia. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and read that.
All right. This is Daniel's 2:45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain,
right? Because the Lord is that great millstone. And that great millstone is what is going to hit the foot of the last leg of the Roman Empire, right? Because what it said about how Jacob was going to have grab the heel of the foot, 1 foot. So that initially that goes back to the first leg of Rome, where it's pretty much it's gone, it's out of the way now. So, but the Lord is going to smash that last foot and going to crumble all the rest of all you kingdoms, man. All you kingdoms are going to come into subjection into slavery under Yahushai, under King David, the 144 or the 12, should I say, the 12 and the 144,000, and man, and then we're going to live good. The Lord said we should not be afraid, man. Unlike how you so-called Jewish people, you're afraid all the time, man. You're afraid, man. You're not at rest. The Lord said none should make us afraid, man. When we get into that land, none should make us afraid, man. Right? When you got chariots that's gonna do the damage, man. Hey, no one's gonna make us afraid ever again, man. We're never coming down to that low estate. We're never gonna be smoking crack, being in the hood, throwing up C's and B's and disciples and vice lords and brown pride and LCM or whatever so-called Mexican gang you belong to, man.
But
right?
And trousers will be pulled up to the waistline.
Man.
Well, we're gonna have, like we were saying, we're gonna have it's gonna be tailor made because you're gonna have Moab. You know, Moab is good. They're a wash pipe. Yeah. But Moab is gonna be tailoring your outfit, man.
No more SS and batos, man.
Yeah.
And you small heads, y'all don't even fit the curse. So why y'all claiming that y'all Jacob?
Because
Like,
people
come
are
on.
believing it.
Don't they women bald their heads?
Yeah, some of them do. Yeah,
Yeah.
wear wigs.
So
yeah.
I mean, you know, the face of Jacob's face will never wax pale. So
Well, that goes into shame.
So
That goes into
so,
shame. But yeah,
you know,
Our,
It do go
our
on
women
shame.
give people
but
slack.
it's also, you know, we're
And they
not gonna
bald
we're not gonna
naked.
look.
no,
We're not
no,
gonna
it
look.
don't go into that. That's
No.
the
But
apostles.
what I'm saying,
No, the
it's,
apostles.
it's not going. We're not gonna look like an Edomite.
No,
You
it's
know
not
what I
that because there's Israelites that look like Edomites.
Well, yeah.
But that's not what it's talking about. It's just talking about shame. We're not gonna have shame anymore. So that's a good one that you brought up because we're not gonna have the shame
We're
anymore.
not.
In the kingdom, they're gonna get that complexion back though.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah,
gonna get the complexion. Yeah,
that golden hue again.
We're not like Edomite.
keep going. On.
You understand?
Yeah, that 7 and 45. You doing that? Did you finish?
2:45.
I mean 2 and 45 minutes. It's lock in. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's what I'm
2 and 40. Oh yeah, 2 and
This
40.
Daniel 2:45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands.
Right, and then basically he read the same thing in Second Esdras.
And
Right.
that it break in pieces the iron, the
Right.
brass, the clay,
Right.
the silver.
That's some
and the
other
gold.
nations that going and then went backwards. Remember, because he said that what you call them, Babylon was the gold, the other part was the silver, and then the brass,
Then the iron.
then the iron and the clay, and then he went backwards. He said, "I'm gonna break a piece of the clay, the iron." So, hey, the Lord's gonna do damage to you nations, which proved that Esau's the last, because they keep saying that Esau's not the last.
And that Babylon.
So
still
yeah.
exists.
And the initial Babylon wasn't destroyed the way the Lord said this Babylon is going to be destroyed by utter fire. And he said no one's going to be here. So what people live in old Babylon,
And what did he say? Babylon has been made a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
right?
So all the way back to that gold. Babylon was the head of gold, and now we are that golden cup.
Yeah.
You know.
But if you look at it, it's talking about the modern Babylon.
Yeah, present day Babylon. That's why it's going to be destroyed.
Babylon the
Yeah.
Great.
Babylon
Well,
the Great.
that wasn't called Babylon the Great. That was just called Babylon. You know, this is the daughter of Babylon. You know
Well,
what I
it says that it's going to have utter destruction.
mean? Utter destruction.
And the old Babylon ain't utterly destroyed.
It
People
ain't-
live there now.
Yep, sure
They live
do.
in that land. So that's how you know that the
Modern
Lord.
Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Lord went backwards on that. He showed you that he's going to destroy all them same nations. Going back to Psalms 83, you're going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't even notice this said it like that. Hey, hey, that's bad because I did read it the other day, but then that brought even more like,
'Cause I think he was starting at the foot.
yeah. He went back. Yeah, he went back. Yeah. Hey, the Lord's bad.
The dream he had was it was gold, like you said.
Okay. Oh, did you finish it?
No,
Oh, go ahead. Keep going. I'm sorry.
This is and the great power has made known to the king.
Yahweh,
What
that
shall
great
come-
power. His name is Yahweh.
Mhm.
Bashem Yahweh Shai, man.
What shall
Right.
come to pass hereafter.
Right? And it's gonna happen, man. And technically, when you go into the scriptures, it's already happened. Right?
And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure.
Right? Because technically it's already happened. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, kind of a lot more.
Okay, go ahead.
This is verse 10, and it says, "But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests."
Right? Did you read that Isaiah 66 and 15?
Not
Okay,
yet.
see, that goes with that. Keep going. Read that real quick. Yeah, because the Lord's going to do, because he said, well, woe unto the world, right? Before he did that, to the entire world, man. And that's that. Go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, Yahweh Shai will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
Well, whirlwind, that's going into the so-called UFOs, chariots, right? You know, it's so-called UFO or UAPs, which are the angels, right? Go ahead.
To render his anger with fury.
Yeah, the Lord is pissed off, man. Right? You pierced him, and then was it get that Revelations 7 and 1 and 7. It's like it. Revelation 1 and 7.
And his rebuke with flames of fire.
Right, and his rebuke with flames of fire, man. The Lord is coming to rebuke you. The Lord's not coming to hand out ice cream and lollipops and hug, let's sing kumbaya or smoke some weed because they made Lord look like a hippie, right?
Yeah.
We're just gonna be coming out there. It's gonna be like Woodstock and shit. And the Lord's gonna come out the sky. It's gonna be Woodstock all over again. They're gonna have Jimi Hendrix come out with the fucking guitar, and everybody's gonna sing and shit, and then smoke weed or something. That's how they act like what the Lord is gonna be.
Can I go ahead and get 16 too, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh by Shem.
Yeah, the sword is what the missiles. The sword is the Lord's missiles. That's the ICBM missiles. But the Lord said He's the Lord or Yahweh of hosts. What host means armies. Right? So the Lord, the people are the Lord's armies, the missiles are the Lord's armies, and even this certain destructions that's happening is actually part of the Lord's armies, man. Everything the Lord is under the Lord's domain, man. He runs everything, man. Everything's the Lord's army. That's why He's the Lord of hosts. Keep going.
Plead with all flesh.
Right. Plead, and that pleading, just like what is it? Joel 3:1. Yeah, hold down.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Hey, and the slain of the Lord shall be many, because what it say in 2nd Ezra, it said, "Woe unto the world, man." So the slain of the Lord is going to be many, man, all around the world. Judgment, because the Lord is what is going to come to rebuke all you nations, man. Right? And you 2/3, man.
Joel?
Yeah.
Joel. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. And it reads, "For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem."
Right.
Verse 2, "I will also..."
Right, because what's Salakia? He's going to bring us back. That's just the time that we're in now. He's bringing us back. That's why we're standing on our feet in a exceedingly great army. He's bringing us back into the right mentality, right? A rulership mentality, and knowing that we're the Israelites, man. Knowing that we got to keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability, because we know it don't save us, but we know that we do what establish the laws, because that's part of our heritage. I use that analogy all the time. If you go to China, you expect Chinese people to do Chinese things. Yep. So when Vocab Malone try to tell you heritage just means the land, yes, if you go into the definition, it does mean land. But what do you get out of land? Land or culture comes from what? Cultivating, which is planting. So what do you get once you plant, once you cultivate? You get to people culture, the way they cook their food, the way they wear their clothes, the way they dance to their music. Everything, you get a culture from that thing. You don't just get things, because what? A person becomes a person, then a tribe, and then what? A nation. You get a certain vibe. That nation has to be. If I go to China, I better see some Chinese things going on. I better see what I think is what look like Chinese people. If I go to Japan, I expect Japanese. I expect to see samurais and see them on them little things like this. I expect to see that.
Yeah, because if there was no heritage, everybody would be the same.
Right.
Everybody's not the same.
Nope. Yeah.
But he wants to just say it's just the land.
Yeah.
Over here, they love their dogs. Over there,
they eat.
He's a delicacy.
Hey, well,
I'm just saying.
Right.
He's a delicacy over there.
Right, gun.
That's like Esau. When you look at all these nations, they all got their own particular law. That's just like us. We have the laws of Yahweh by Shem Shai. We gotta live by those laws. Esau living by his law. The Moabs living by their law. Ham living by their law. Ishmaelite living by their law. But what are we living by? The laws of Esau.
Whatever heathen you're living under.
Exactly. So we're not living by the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh by Shem Shai
like we're supposed to.
Like we're supposed to.
Right, God. That's what it is, and that's what we're back here saying. That's why the Lord said He's going to bring us back, which is ultimately dealing with the elect, man. Yep. And what we're dealing with, like the brother brought up a good thing, because what about those laws? So you're in the land of Moab, you're following those laws, because Israelites are scattered around the world. Yep. So we're under all these different other nations. That's why the Lord said He's going to break in pieces those nations from the clay to the iron, going all the way back to that head of gold, man. And destroy all you nations, man, to put you and subdue you, man. Because what? With the chariots, man, because that's what we're talking about, man. With the chariots, with the power and the glory of Yahweh Shem Shai, man.
Because our people have become Hellenized under all these different nations where they've been scattered.
So
that's all good.
Romans 2:14. And when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these, having not the law, are a law unto themselves.
Right. Right,
No.
because we are meant to have the laws. Those Gentiles were talking about Israelites.
And that's
So
why
some
they know
Israelites somewhat keep the laws. Like I give you an example. Me, before I came into the faith, I didn't eat shrimp, crab, or lobster, but I did eat pork. So in one part, I was keeping the law as far as the shrimp, crab, and lobster part.
Right.
So and in that part, I was a law unto myself. But the other parts, because I didn't know that, you had to come into this fully. Now I don't eat pork, shrimp, or lobster. So now I'm coming into it fully. So that's basically what that's talking about.
That's one of the craziest conversations I ever had with Jake. I don't eat pork, but I eat bacon. It's literally what they were saying to me. I don't eat pork, but I eat bacon. And I'm like, dude, you eat pork? No.
I met
Yeah.
some Israelites.
Well, bacon's different because it's for breakfast, and you don't eat breakfast all the time. So I eat pork. It's not really pork.
I met some
Come on,
Israelites. I met an Israelite family.
No.
When I first moved here, I met an Israelite family on the south side, and that's good because that verse that he just read was good because some of them don't, they don't keep the whole law because what they do, like the family that I knew, they don't eat pork and shrimp and all that, but they didn't believe in having multiple wives and all this and all that,
Right.
So which was part of the law, you know what I mean? And they believed in you
don't got to do it, but that's part of the law. It's a part of our customs.
And
You don't have to do it. That's up to you. That's your decision. But that is part of our customs. So you can't differentiate one from the other just for your own benefit, just so you can feel good. That's not what it is.
They believed in not going on the highways and byways. They believe in being in the church.
What it is that we have the laws in us naturally. They're not like as in our hearts yet, but they're part of our culture.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, Isaiah 30:10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit.
Right.
So at the same time, when Israel is influenced by all these other nations, they want a reason to be able to do what they want to do and follow behind these other nations.
Yep.
Well,
and that's where they begin to transgress the law.
And the best thing about it is the Lord said that what? That's what I thought you were going to get. But the Lord said that He's going to stir up a pure remembrance in our mind. So that's how I thought you was going to get. But yeah, the Lord storing up that pure remembrance and bringing us back. But you finish that.
Joel 3 and verse 2, and it says, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there
the valley of what of judgment, man. Yahweh's judgment. That's what that is. Yahweh's judgment. Keep going.
And will plead with them there.
Right? That goes back to that plea. Because he said that he's going to plead with all flesh. Right? And he's going to plead with you, but it's not going to be like how you think he's going to plead. Right? Keep going. It's going to be, hey, the Lord says he's coming with that sword. And that sword is what? The laser beams from the chariots and those ICBM missiles. And, you got the race wars and the famine and all this other stuff.
Joel, the third chapter. Verse 2.
Keep going.
It says, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
Right.
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
Heritage. Did that say land? Because that's the only thing that vocab want to come in to say, see, heritage, that's just the land. That's not, no. He's the heritage of my people. So we're a people before a place, man. Yep. What is wrong with you? But that's the devil being the devil, trying to get us to go back into that sleep state. Yeah. But then the world's going to be destroyed. So there's no way we're going back to our vomit, because now we know that that's vomit. Like, come on. That's nonsense. And all you Israelites who went back, you're going to be destroyed, man. Because the Lord said it would be better for you if you never knew the way of truth. So that the punishment you're going to get, oh my God, I don't even want to know.
Didn't the scripture say that He's going to take us back to that land?
Yeah, that's what Sweet just read.
After He destroyed it and everything, because you got to cleanse it. It's already
defiled.
defiled.
Yeah,
It's got to be cleansed, man.
yeah, done.
Whom ye have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Yeah, they part the Lord's land. Yeah, these other nations, man, they made it defiled.
Can I give the blue letter definition of plead?
Right, go ahead.
This is to judge, govern, vindicate, punish, to act as lawgiver or judge or governor
Punish.
of God or man, to rule,
Punish.
govern, judge, to decide controversy, to execute
Oh wait, is that not what the Lord doing?
judgment. Right here, to execute judgment.
Right, hey, but is the Lord not, hey, well, you just read controversy. Did the
Yeah,
Lord,
to
did not
decide
Lord,
controversy.
did the Lord not just say
Yeah.
that when I come, I'm do not think that I'm bringing what? Peace, but what?
But a
Division.
sword.
No,
Yeah.
sword,
Yeah.
sword too, but there's another one that says, he said division.
Yeah.
So that's controversy, because right now what the Lord's throwing up, all sorts of controversies, right?
Yeah, because this American bastardized language, when you hear plead, your initial thought is what?
Like,
Oh, hey, you guys,
Yeah.
please
Well, yeah,
stop.
you
Can you, can I get my
out
people
there
back?
believe that, you know?
You know, the Most High ain't gonna plead with you.
Oh,
like
marching, all that marching, yeah,
you know,
trying to
yeah.
get them to let's
Yeah.
march.
that. You know,
Let's see if we can get a couple bills passed.
hey, you guys,
Yeah.
Black Lives
Vote.
Matter. No,
No, well, you know,
Gotta
Jay,
get it in blood, man.
but
Man.
Jay think,
Man.
you know, 2/3 of our
Right.
people think he gonna come down here with open arms.
'Cause
Okay, check this
condemning
out,
and
like,
punishing.
Please,
Man.
please worship me. Yeah, please. Y'all about to we trying to come back to destroy.
Yeah,
To
condemn
punish.
and punish.
well, I got a couple more.
Okay, go ahead, go
Going
ahead.
into the tempest and stuff.
Go ahead.
I'll read verse 10 again. 2 Corinthians 13 and 10 says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest, which is
Judgment.
those laser beams.
That's some laser beams.
That's
I got a
judgment.
precept real quick for
Go
that.
ahead,
if I may.
go ahead. Yeah,
This is the
yeah,
book of Habakkuk, chapter 3 and verse 4, and it reads, and his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the
That's the laser
hiding
beams.
of his power.
Yeah, I
If you
just
go-
seen
yeah.
Apostle Gabar. He said that horn
Horns.
mean going into the laser
Yeah.
beams.
Of the laser beams.
Hey, and that should be a note to all of you only God can judge me Christians. When he judges, this is how he's going to judge.
It's coming with those
You're not going to be prepared for his judgment.
flames and the lasers. I get 11.
Go, keep going, because I'm trying to.
Okay, the 2 Corinthians 13 and 11, it says,
Trying to
and
catch up.
they were all mixed
You don't gotta
together.
read- You don't got to read fast because you gotta get the meat off the bone.
Verse 13 and 11, it says, and they were all mixed together.
Yeah, they're all mixed together. What all these different militaries, they're all mixed together. Why? Because the Lord's gonna shoot that fire, and they're all just gonna melt together. They're gonna that's how hot it's gonna be, right? Because you heard about what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. We're talking about the chariots that shot down fire on Sodom and Gomorrah. So the Lord really don't need the chariots, but I mean he don't need the missiles to actually shoot down fire at Sodom, like Sodom and Gomorrah. He don't need those missiles, but he's going to use it just to show you that the Lord has that power that you're going to create something, and it be your own demise, man. The smith, he had created the smith for destruction, man. Keep going.
Isn't Mount Sinai still burnt? The top of Mount Sinai? Isn't it? Don't they show where it's burnt from where the chariot rested?
I never seen that part,
I've
but
seen
I did see
documentaries
them
on that
show.
where they said that top of that mountain is
Could be.
still burnt.
I never seen that one, but I have seen where Sodom and Gomorrah is at, and that thing,
yeah,
nothing would
sulfur.
grow there.
Yeah.
And then they said it's nothing but sulfur there.
Yeah.
They could actually literally test the sand, and it's sulfur. And you know, sulfur what causes things to burn, because that's the reason why they say that so-called white people, and mostly only them, because their skin develops sulfur. That's why they go. A lot of white people are the ones who spontaneous combust.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, because their body, their skin is turns into sulfur. Something about their genetics makes them have more sulfur than most people, and that's how a lot of them Edomites spontaneously combust. Go ahead.
And they were all mixed together. The blast of fire,
Right,
the flaming breath,
the flaming breath,
and the great tempest.
right, the nuclear wind, that nuclear wind.
And fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one.
That multitude, that army, right, dealing with Psalms 83, right, because those are those you know, basically you ones who came against us, man. And you Israelites, because a lot of you Israelites are in these assholes' military, man. You couldn't wait to get into that military. I ran into a dude the other day when I went to the store, and he said and I started to tell him about the scriptures, but I was just like, you know what? You know you fucked up, and I just walked out the store. So you fucked up. You fucked. That's all I told him. Because ultimately you're gonna end up being the ones fight against the Lord, and you're gonna be destroyed. Little Jake, little Issacharite, Jake. But you see these Jakes all, you know, because they're showing that it's a way out of where they at. So it kind of looks like a way out, but it's a way that they're gonna be destroyed, man.
Give them nothing and open the window and say, join here.
Right, because they give you these things because you can get these so-called loans, go to college, different things. Because I know an older gentleman that they actually gave him a discount for military discount to buy his home. Yeah. So you do get like little perks
if you make it through.
If you make it through there, yeah, you do kind of get some perks. So that's kind of what they're thinking. You know, maybe I get out of here, get these extra perks, get the discounts to buy a home. Discounts. You can go to someplace you go get your food, get a military discount on your food. I think you can get a military discount when you buy your car, right? Your vehicle. I think you can get one when you buy your vehicle. Yeah. Certain things you could do, you can get a military discount.
And you're gonna be the first ones recalled when it all.
Oh yeah, hey, that's the thing that's coming.
Like right out your home that you just got, right out of the college that you just started at, right out of your brand new car, and carry your ass back to
into
war.
This. This World War III. Yeah. Come.
It's not gonna profit you.
Nope. Go ahead.
It says, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only the dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Woo! So imagine in your mind, Ezra, all you didn't see anything but you just had the smell of smoke.
That's why that Tom Cruise movie with the War of the Worlds was because it was literally blasting their asses into powder. Like he had body on him from the motherfucker that he was running beside. Just that shit was mad. Esau knows how this shit is gonna go down.
Well, they show that on one of the Transformers movies when he opened that portal and all the Decepticons was coming in and he was shooting the humans. And they were scattering. They turned into dust.
Yeah.
They turned into straight dust. As soon as they shot them, they turned into dust. Well, Esau Edom, he using these movies to show you what's about to happen.
And that damn Transformers shit. Did you see the one? The one was done over there in Petra.
Yeah, in Petra.
Yeah. Was that the Rise of the Fallen?
Rise of the Fallen.
Yeah. Like how ironic. That's what they named it.
Yeah, the Rise of the Fallen.
Rise of the Fallen. Yeah.
So they know. They about to fall. Esau, he don't know.
And this time he's gonna fall. He's
gonna fall hard.
Yeah.
You know, they say that the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Yeah,
well, he about to fall, man.
Man.
You know, and I like that analogy because when the Decepticons, that's when Optimus Prime went to the moon and got his friend from the ship and brought him back to life on Earth, and he ended up deceiving the Autobots and ended up opening a big portal. And when the Decepticons came, they started shooting all the humans, and they was turning straight to dust.
Right.
And that's what's about to happen, man. You know these
which represents the angels.
That's right.
They gonna turn you down. They know they're coming from another place.
Yep.
And the angels coming with judgment.
Yep.
Right? Because really those Decepticons were actually the good guys, right? Because they're good guys. They're the ones they ones that represents Yahweh Shai, because the other ones represent like Israelites.
Not in the movie story though.
Right.
Yeah, not in the story, but the because really what the good ones represent, the so-called what they call good guys, like the Autobots. What's his name? Optimus Prime. Yeah. What he represents is like the uncle, the little, not the Sambo should I
Right.
say, the Sambo of our nation who wants to fight against our people
Yeah.
to try to prevent the conquering of the world. Pretty
Right.
much like how I was in the what was it called, the Black Panther.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, he was basically like he was a coon, right?
Right.
Big
The
time.
the one he was a Black Panther was just a coon. He wanted to save the thing, even and then like the end was messed up, huh? Because
Yeah.
he basically, this dude was
Ruled
trying to
his
take it
nation.
and give them power, to give them
Yeah.
the guns to fight, so
Right.
they can get out of the hood. He turns around and fights them, defeat him, and then
Right.
left them niggas in the hood and only
Yeah.
sent computers or some shit. What?
Yeah.
He,
And even when you go into
but
the
left
last
them in the condition that they've been in. He just sent them a couple computers, but we know that Esau is still running the world,
Yeah.
and they were still going to lead them people down in that condition.
Yeah.
You know, you get a few of them that make it to Wall Street or something like that, and then those jakes forget that they came from the hood, so you don't really actually help nobody.
Right.
And even in that last one, the Infinity War, the last one,
Yeah.
where he allowed them to have a battle in his
Yeah.
city instead of
Yeah.
letting the world deal with it. He
Oh yeah,
invited
cool.
that war.
yeah,
the
yeah,
war.
in his place.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
dude,
that's-
what the? I could.
And then you had dumbass Jake going to the movie theater with the extra
Yeah.
fucking shit on,
Yeah.
with the thing to,
Oh,
to,
you
to
know.
look like
Yeah.
man, look like a goddamn
Forever.
fool.
Dumbass.
Wakanda forever. Go ahead. Read that. 7? Did you read that 7? Revelation 7? I mean 1 and 7?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
read
said
that.
right?
No, read the Revelation 1 and 7.
This is Revelation 1, verse 7. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds."
Right, because that's who the world even calls Jesus Christ. He's coming with clouds, man. A lot of angels. Angels on top of angels on top of angels, man. There's gonna be a lot of angels, man. The Lord's gonna invade your world, man. Keep
And
going.
every eye shall see him, and
Mhm.
they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen.
Right. Did you read the one with the what was it? 12 about the world the war in heaven. Did you read that one?
12 as well?
12. Yeah, I think no. 12 and 7.
Yeah, I think it started.
Yeah, 12 and 7.
Earlier.
But I didn't get to read the whole thing.
Finish it, yeah.
Now you
Okay.
finish.
Okay. Yeah. Finish
You want me to
it.
finish it?
Yeah.
All right, this is Revelation 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon.
Right.
And the dragon
That
fought
drag-
and his angels.
That dragon dealing with the Roman Empire, right? Going into the second leg of Rome, which is this Esau Edom's last hoorah, and he's gonna be put down, man. Go ahead.
And the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found
Right.
anymore.
His
in
military,
heaven.
yeah, and they're gonna be no more found in heaven, right? Which heaven is called when you deal with heaven, that's talking about the world, because they're in their rulership, right? Right? Because matter of fact, get you already got. Oh, you got.
I'm holding Job, man.
Let me get Micah. Oh, you can get Micah 2.
You got it, Mike?
Micah 2, and then what was that?
What are we looking for?
And prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven.
Heaven, and yeah, never found any more in heaven. Yeah, get the Micah 2 and 1.
Micah 2 and verse 1. Woe to them
Daniel 7.
that devise
Daniel.
iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Right.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands.
Right.
Keep going.
No, start over. Yeah.
Micah
Daniel 14, Salakia, 14, 12. Salakia,
Micah.
Daniel 12,
chapter 2 and verse 1.
Salakia.
Woe to them that
Woe.
devise iniquity.
The water. Woe, which means destruction, weeping and gnashing of teeth. Woe to all these other nations and 2/3 of our own people, because destruction is coming to you, man. Keep going.
And work evil upon their beds.
And you work evil. What? Esau work upon their bed dealing with rest, bed dealing with their rulership, because what? They're not in trouble as other men. They're at rest. So they in their rest, they're working evil, right? But
when the morning is light, they practice it.
When this morning is light in their rulership, right? They're practicing this within their rulership. They're evil. They're making all these different laws and different things to come against the Israelites. Isaiah 10:1. Yeah.
Because it is in the power of their hands.
It's in the power of their hands, right? Because what? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So they're working that evil upon their beds because they're not in trouble like other men. So now that they're in their rulership, their light, they're working evil upon their beds.
What do you want me to get?
7. Daniel's 14 and 12 or 12. No, 12. No, 14 and 12, I believe.
It only goes to 12.
Or 12 and 14. I mean, I'm telling you.
It only goes to 13.
So 7 and 14.
No. It's 14.
Daniel only goes to 12.
No, I mean, Isaiah 12 and 14. Slakia.
Isaiah?
Isaiah 14:12.
Yeah.
I'm saying it wrong. Slakia. You're right. Isaiah 14:12. I'm thinking of Daniel for the other thing. Okay, Slakia. Daniel. Isaiah 14:12. Slakia.
There you go. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 12. And it reads, "How art thou fallen from heaven,
Right.
O Lucifer?"
So, or how did you fall from heaven, from your rulership, man? Because who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ is coming to give you that judgment, man. He's gonna plead what the brother read, the definition. He's gonna plead with all flesh, man, and that's gonna be with nothing but pure judgment, man. Keep going.
It says, "Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to
Right.
the ground?"
Right,
Which-
dealing with your rulership. You're the son of the morning. Right now, you have the power to basically see. That's what they call the Illuminati, or at least they use the owl, to say that they can see in the darkness or the gross darkness. They know what's going on, but the other people are in night. So you're using that thing. You want to speak?
I had a precept to go along with what I just read, Proverbs 4 and 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall.
Exactly. That's ultimately what it is. Oh, go ahead.
This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
And ultimately, that's what you've been doing. You've been decreeing all these unrighteous decrees in the power of your rulership while you're upon your bed in the light. Why? Because it's your time to rule, man. Keep going.
And that right grievousness.
You write it right, dealing with they're gonna clamp down on everything and force you, like basically like the brother was saying earlier. They're gonna appeal to your flesh. Hey, either you eat, either you get the charagma or you don't eat, right?
Which they have prescribed.
Yeah, they're prescribing all these different things. But
It says, I'll start from the top again. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer,
right, you're gonna fall from your rulership.
son of the morning?
Yeah.
How art thou cut down to the ground,
Right,
which didst weaken the nation?"
right. You weaken all the other nations that's out there, right? Because dealing with Russia, and that's why Russia is not gonna fall for the okie doke again. Because when you deal with the first Cold War, the thing that actually ultimately put the Cold War kind of on the back burner was that the banking elite, the Slovakia, it's going too fast, but basically the banking elite families caused Russia to go bankrupt. They did that on purpose because what? America was their cash cow at that time. But now they're bailing out of America because America ain't their cash cow no more. So they don't give a damn about America right now. I mean, you could just go look up Abraham Finkelstein. If you watch that whole document, he's saying, hey, look, we don't care about America no more. We basically got all the milk from the cow and we're done with America. Right?
I appreciate it. I know that this is talking about Antiochus, but this is Daniel and 8, because they're coming in that same spirit.
Right.
So this is Daniel and 8, 8 and 24. It says, "And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. Now, was that Antiochus was talking about Alexander the Great? I think that was Alexander the Great. Salakia, Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
So, but they're coming in that same spirit.
Right.
So they've been given power by the Lord because what? The earth has been given into their hands.
Right.
You know, so again, they're bringing all these laws and you know, changing everything around. Why? To benefit them. And to what? Bring down the Israelites.
Well, you know, the laws was made for Jacob. It wasn't made for them. You know what I mean? That's why when you go and look.
No, not those laws. We're talking about their laws.
That's what I'm saying. The laws was made for Jacob because when you go and look, we don't get the same. We don't get treated the same as Edomite. You know what I mean? You know, if Edomite go kill somebody, and we kill somebody, we're gonna get lifetime sentence. Jacob.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, the unrighteous decrees, the unrighteous laws, man.
Yeah, they're not in trouble like other men.
They're not. They're not in trouble like other men.
Though, is when Jake breaks the laws of the Most High, Esau come down on him like a plague.
Man, that's why he says he
doesn't judge it.
That's why he says the Most High is angry with him because he forwarded his affliction, man. Esau, Edom was always forward in our affliction.
Yeah, that forward in our affliction was not telling us who we were and making us turn back to our God.
That's right.
You know, that's how he forwarded it. But like I said, he punished us harder for the crimes that our transgressions of our law. You know.
He made it hard.
When he kills somebody, he doesn't punish himself the same way as if you murdered somebody.
Right.
You know?
And
it's justified to a degree because you're supposed to know better. You know?
And we're supposed to know better.
Yeah. This is the book of Job, chapter 41, verse 19, and it reads, out of his mouth go burning lamps and sparks of fire leap out.
Right. Going back to the Lord spitting those that judgment, the laser beams out of the chariots, man. That's going to come out of the mouth of the Lord, man, of who the world calls Jesus Christ, out of those chariots, man. The Lord said it should be a sword in his mouth. You get that? I think it's Revelation. Sword in his mouth. Maybe you can look it up on your thing. Not you.
One of the things flies.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, so verse 20 says, out of his nostrils goeth smoke,
right,
as out of a seething pot or cauldron.
Right, as of a cauldron, right? Hey, you call America the melting pot, and guess what's going to happen? That's what you're going to get, man. You're going to get a melting of all the people, man. Right? You should heap up people for himself, right? To have all these different wars and different things. So you're gonna be like the cauldron, man. You're gonna get cooked, man. ICBM missile cooked. You're gonna get laser beam cooked from the chariots, man. Turned into powder, man.
But verse 21, his breath kindles as coals, and a flame goeth out of his mouth.
Yeah, and that flame go out of, I think it's more.
I keep going if you want me to. It says, verse 22 says, in his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. Verse 23, the flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved. Okay. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Revelation 19 and verse 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword.
Yeah, out of his mouth goes a sharp sword, man. That's dealing with these the chariots of who the world calls Jesus Christ, which his real name is Yahweh Shai, and coming with the power of Yahweh, which is his father, which is our father, man. And I love that verse when the Lord says that to the disciples. He tell Mary, tell my brothers, I'm going back to the Father, back to our Father, to you know what I mean. That just hit me, man, because he tells us, I'm going back to our Lord, back to the Lord, back to our Lord, back to the Father, back to our Father. So he was letting the disciples know that, hey, you're my brothers, man. I'm going back to our Father, back to our God, right? So where's these plantation Christianity getting that the Lord's coming to save everybody when he's saying, look, I'm going back to our God, back to our power, back to our Father.
Well, that goes back to show these plantation Christianity believers that Yahweh, that Yahweh Shai can't be the Heavenly Father. Because how he going back and sitting at the right hand of the Heavenly Father, and he is the Heavenly Father. That don't make no sense. Y'all plantation Christianity don't know what y'all believing in, man. He is the most high. How is he the most high? He gonna sit at the right hand of himself. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
You gonna say something?
Well, I was going to complete this verse.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Man,
Well,
just listening. Yeah, I want to say something, but I'm just going to complete this verse.
Okay, I thought you were.
That with it, he should smite the nations.
Right, hey, see, going back to that same thing. The Lord's coming to smite all you nations, man. So these chariots are for our deliverance, right? Oh yeah, can you keep that? Look up for our redemption.
I want me to finish this verse.
Yeah.
Out? You want me to finish this verse?
Yeah, come on.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Gun. Hey, the Lord's gonna rule all you nations with a rod of iron. We kind of went into that, but that must be the Spirit. Bring it all back out. Yeah.
All in that one verse, man. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty power.
63? Isaiah 63. Since he said that, hold on. Isaiah 63.
You know, and that's something else that should show these other nations, show Christianity, man. He's going to rule the other nations with a rod of iron. So how is that everybody, you know, we all going and you know, Christians really believe they're going to take their beer, their Bible, and their guns and march into heaven.
Yeah, they believe that.
They believe that.
Gun. And then the whole thing about the Lord said is your warfare is not carnal.
Man.
So then, but their whole thing is their beer, their guns, and their beer. God and country,
Right,
God, guns and country, or whatever.
Right. You know, like God's going to set up an extradition with America. Like, you know, level this place, man.
Level it.
God loves America.
This is Isaiah 63. We'll start at the top. Woe is this? Woe, who is this that cometh from Edom?
Right.
With dyed garments from Bosra.
Basra in modern day Basra is what America, right? Because mostly the majority of you Edomites dwell here in Basra, which is America, Babylon the Great, right? Spiritually Sodom and Egypt, right? Also, this is where your power come from. This is how you basically manipulate the other nations to trick the other nations into having same sex, like the Philippines. They're the first Asian nation to make same sex legal, right? They followed after the beast. Yeah, keep going.
This that is glorious in his apparel,
right?
traveling.
Glorious, dealing with that chariot, man. That chariot, what the world only calls a UFO. That's glorious, right? Keep going.
Traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Right, that strength coming from the Most High, that righteousness, that what the Lord says, His indignation, righteous anger, because that's ultimately what it's coming down to. The Lord's coming with that righteous anger.
That I speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Hey, right, save, right? Because the Lord, on one hand, the Lord's coming with destruction, and the other hand, He's coming with salvation, which the Lord is not a false balance with Yahweh, man. So that's ultimately what the Lord is doing. He's not coming with a false balance. On one hand, He's salvation. On the other hand, destruction for you other nations and you 2/3 of Israel, man.
Right. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel,
right? Yeah.
And thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
Oh, my thanks. As that Genesis 49 and 8.
Genesis.
No, just one. No, you keep going. You keep going.
I have trodden the winepress alone.
Right, because he just read that in the other joint. And right in the Revelation, the Lord in that wine press, man, and all the blood shall go up to the horse's bridle, man. So a lot of people are going to be destroyed in these last times, man. So really, we got to ultimately come to this thing and have that faith, man. have faith and fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And that's ultimately where we're coming together. You know what I'm saying? When 2 or 3 are gathered, but we're gathering in what? In fear. And hopefully the angels are encamped around us because what? We fear the Lord, Yahweh. Keep going.
And of the people, there was none with me.
Right.
For I will tread them in my anger.
Right. And the Lord is what you call pissed off, man. Right? At all you nations and then you 2/3, man. You know what I mean? Because ultimately we love you, but you gotta go. Because without you going, it'll make it hard for the rest of Israel to be saved, man. Because we'll be stuck in this condition. Because none of you are never really gonna get it right. You're gonna always keep perpetually going to smoke weed, do this, do all these other things. No one has the fear, or even like the Lord said, a broken and contrite heart. Your heart ain't broken.
Nope.
You ain't broken. You're in your mind. You ain't thinking, damn, we done came too, like we done messed. Like this is just, we're doing things that we would have never thought. Like you would have never thought about hearing about a black serial killer. You would have never thought about hearing about a black dude trying to have his own show where they're allowing men to get on TV dressed like women, that RuPaul show. You would have never thought that, man, ever. You would have never thought you become more wicked and more wicked than the wicked, like it tells you.
Actually, I just saw something. I was scrolling through my Facebook. You know how they have those videos sometimes. Man, they had all these jakes sitting around on this table, and they were going down, man, on cucumbers and bananas, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you seen that?
Guys,
Yeah. Guys, that was
Guys.
disgusting, man.
Fucking
That's how low our people have gotten, man, with their morals.
But Esau,
They get it
they're
from Esau,
literally
yeah.
walking after Esau Edom, man.
I was like,
Imitating Esau Edom. And trample them in my fury.
Right.
And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments.
Right.
And I will stain all my remnant.
Raiment, yeah. Not literally, but figuratively, because all you people are gonna be destroyed. You know, you're gonna get the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's judgment.
That's right.
And that's why I love this verse. When you get it, I got a precept when you.
Let me finish this one.
Come.
For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come.
Oh, Isaiah 31:5. Isaiah 31:5. Go ahead.
I'm going to get this one that you asked for,
Yeah.
and if you don't mind, I'd like to get this precept. This is Genesis 49 and verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
So ultimately, what the Lord is going to give us that power, dealing with the elect. But even like Apostle Tahar said, that he gonna turn up even the 2/3 to start handing it to him, because other than that, we don't have anything. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord gonna put a spirit, an extra spirit. Like when the Lord raise up that standard, even the 2/3 is gonna elevate, man. Because it's gonna be that time, man. Even though they're gonna be destroyed, the Lord's gonna show you that he's God. You're gonna know that there's a God, man. You're gonna know that he was with the Israelites, like it tells you in Wisdom of Solomon 5. When it says they was shocked. They was like, oh my God, is it? I can't believe it's them that's being saved. Oh, matter of fact, that's a chariot one. Wisdom of Solomon 5.
Yeah, right. Strangers of the salvation.
Yeah, the strangers of our salvation. Yeah, that's a chariot thing when it goes, because that's when we're getting lifted up.
Yep.
When we're getting beamed up. Go ahead, keep going on.
Keep going on that same one. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Judah, verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He crouched as a lion.
So we're coming to that time where we're crouching as a lion, but go ahead.
And as an old lion,
But as an old lion,
who shall rouse him up?
yeah, the Lord is going to start rousing us up. It's going to be worse than the time of the 60s, because in the 60s they kind of had some type of respect. But if you look at these young Jakes now, they don't respect nobody.
Nothing.
So when you imagine what the Lord's finna do when he turn up, and the Lord's finna allow these Jakes are finna go crazy. So even though they don't have the guns that and things that Esau has, the Lord is going to turn them up a notch, and to just to be able to survive that thing. Because you got to think what the Lord did with even Gad, because at the time when they came over here with Gad, the only way they were able to stop Gad was the Gatling gun.
Yep.
So imagine this time where they got machine guns and all this other stuff, because you got to think some of them rappers got some of them major guns too.
Yep. A lot of gangbangers and all that.
Gangbangers and stuff. So they got
weapons, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, one way they was able to get Gad was the common cold.
Yeah, that too.
The same thing they weaponized again
Today.
and bought back, right? Common cold. That's all this shit that's going on. This new plague.
Yes.
It's basically a weaponized version of the common cold.
Yeah,
that's just crazy.
Go ahead.
Not that precept.
Precept.
This was going back into the chariots and their twofold.
Oh, did you go into the grapes? That's the part I was trying to get from the other one.
Let me see. We're at verse 10 then.
Okay.
The scepter shall not depart from Judah,
right,
nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
Yeah. From the time of King David till now, Yahushua is always going to be king, and the Lord always said that he was going to have a throne of David, and when Yahushua rules again, he's going to have Yahushua ruling and King David, man. Yeah. Right? Until
Shiloh come, right, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
Shiloh means peace, and the Prince of Peace is coming to bring peace for the elect, but coming to bring destruction for the rest of you nations.
Yep.
Binding his foe unto the vine, and his ass's colt unto the choice vine. Right. He washes his garments in wine,
right,
and his clothes in the blood of grapes.
Right, same thing. The Lord's coming to destroy you other nations, man. Right, because the Lord came back as who the world English calls Jesus Christ, and he came as a lamb to be slain before the world, before the foundation of the world, but before the world, to show that he had love for the elect, man. Keep going.
And his clothes shall be in the blood of grapes.
Right, that's all you other nations. The blood is going to be up to the horse's bridle, and the Lord is going to destroy all you other nations and you 2/3 of Israel. Hey, it's just the way it is. It's the way it has to go, man. Or else the kingdom can't come. So, hey, I'm with it. We with it. We with the destruction of Babylon the Great and all these other nations and you 2/3. What?
Keep going on that?
I think that's it.
Okay.
This is Isaiah 31:5. As birds flying, so will the Lord Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem.
Yeah, as birds flying, you ever seen birds fly? And Yahushua is not no chump. He's not Trump, or he's not Biden, where there are all these other leaders where they hide. The Lord is finna be the one in front of the military, in front of the army, ready to fight, like how it was back in the ancient days, where the king went out and fought.
All in front. Yeah.
He's in the front. Yeah. So our king is gonna come in front, right? Coming like a bird, and those what they call UFOs, which are the chariots of the Lord, man. Those UAPs, man. The Lord is coming, man. He's coming to destroy you people, man.
And that's the spirit, because now my precept will follow right behind that.
Defending also he will deliver it.
Wait, defending who? The elect, man. He ain't defending all of Israel right now. He did that at one time, and you niggas let the other nations trick you into start complaining, saying you want the fish and the the
cucumbers,
the fish and the onions, right? The fish and the onions from Egypt and shit. You silly niggas.
And passing over, he will preserve it.
Right, and passing over where? Basra. He coming to Basra, and he's gonna come to judge you, and he's gonna preserve who? The elect, man. Got it?
I got a precept that goes in conjunction with that. Zechariah 5. I want to start at verse 3 if it's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
Right. This that curse, them chariots, right? And it's gonna go fall the face of the whole entire earth. Why? Because it's a curse. Curse what means what? A bad time. It's not gonna be good. That's gonna be a bad time for you, but what a good time for the elect, man. That's why it says rejoice rejoice ye that's in heaven, man. We're gonna rejoice, man, because it's the time of their destruction, man. The time of our oppressors' destruction, and the time that we're gonna be raised up, man. But
For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it.
yeah, and who's the greatest thief in the world?
Man.
Esau, Edom, man.
Man.
Everybody who stealeth shall be cut off on this side, man. And then your whole empire was built off of stealing, man. And you're still trying to steal.
Stealing
To
and
do
swearing.
to do the charagma. I was watching a video on thing, and it said that they have a thing on your body, where they're making money off your body, your person, and they say even they got a thing even for your soul. Esau, even to this day, what they make on the stock market.
Yeah.
So they got one for your name, your actual body, and your soul, because they plan to make money off of you hand and foot all the way around. Go ahead, keep going.
And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off.
Right, and who swears? Don't you go into your courtrooms
Man.
and have people put their hand on the Bible and swear? Don't you have your inaugurations, inauguration goes into witchcraft, right? So you have to swear on that Bible that they're gonna uphold some type of constitution that they're not gonna uphold, because you have to follow the directions of the elite. You got to follow what the elite tell you to do. So you're not really upholding the Constitution at all. They've never upheld the Constitution. Because if you think about the Constitution, if they really actually uphold it, this would be a decent country. But they don't do it.
But doesn't the Constitution get what's the word I'm looking for? When they're at war, the Constitution gets like put to the side.
No, it's under martial law. It will be.
But no,
You mean under regular war? Yeah.
Where like if there's a war, then the Constitution is moved to the side, and they're under a different set of orders. And America's been in a perpetual state of war. Damn near since
you talking about? I know what you're talking about. You talking about the maritime law?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not. We're not under that martial law yet, but we've never really been under.
But the maritime law is basically like that pirate law, the laws of the sea.
Right.
You can basically do what you want.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get to this verse 4 because that's the one I wanted. And be cut off as on that side according to it. Verse 4. I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief.
Right, and that's what Esau, Edom. That's what Basra. That's what
Right
America and whatever place Edom dwells. But ultimately, we mostly talk about America just because that's going to be that destruction. But wherever you at, you in Russia, you can destroy. You in Germany, you in France, you in England, you in Portugal, you're still going to be destroyed. You're Edom, man. You're way out down under, over there in Australia. Yeah, you're gonna have to get done, man. You're going to have to get that ass handed to you, man. By who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, which his real name is Yahweh Shai, man. By the power of his father, Yahweh, man.
This is the land of the greatest property theft. The people and the actual land. Both stolen. You got stolen people on the land, and you stole the land. And we're still in your possession.
Hey, what the Lord say about that? When you found in possession, you're going to be put to death.
Man.
They found the land. But how you find something?
Somebody
already
and unto the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name.
Wait, and he do swear falsely by the name of the Lord.
Call him a whole other name.
Right? A whole another name. But even just that, he swears what? He's gonna like I said, he swears he's gonna uphold the Constitution. And God we trust on a dollar bill. All these different things. Even Apostle Tahar brought that out. How in 1983 or 85, they declared America a Bible country. Well, you haven't upheld the laws of the Bible.
Never.
So that's declaring falsely by the name of the Lord. Right?
Scripture and Christianity.
Oh, even us, right? Yeah. Because we're the Israelites. Our name is called by the name of the Lord. Yahweh doth, right? Dealing with us as a nation, even though we're all not Yahweh doth, but in a sense we are, because if Yahweh Shai or Yahweh came out from heaven, Yahweh would be a Judite. So by default, we all would be Judites because he's our father. So by his name, being Yahweh doth, declared falsely by his name and gave us what? Mexican, black, Hispanic, fucking Jamaican,
Savage,
Puerto Rican, all these different names. So you declare falsely by the name of the Lord
Indian
all sorts of ways.
translation,
Indians, yes, savage.
Native American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you gonna be a Native American and this wasn't America when you were already
Exactly.
here? That shit is
Don't make sense. Yeah,
It doesn't. Nothing this dude does make
makes
sense.
sense, right?
Nothing.
You almost finished off?
And shall consume it with the timber thereof and the
Oh,
stones
yeah, the tempest.
thereof.
Yeah, that's them laser beams from the chariots, man. So that tempest is gonna be hot, man.
Gonna burn everything here,
Everything.
melt it.
Oh, and the army, and because that's what we were talking about, the military in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. So that's talking about that right there. But yeah,
You want me to close out with this one?
I thought you. Oh yeah, that's
I
cool.
had it, but I dropped it. I dropped it. No big deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would be closed out about that time.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right.
Yeah.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, and verse 27. And it says, "And then they shall see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory."
Yeah, that's who the world only calls Jesus Christ, man. And I still keep telling you that power and great glory. That power is coming from the who the world only calls God, right? Which his real name is Yahweh, giving it to his son, right? And it told you that in Daniel's that he should give him dominion, man. And now that he's giving him dominion, he's gonna come and take his kingdom, right? The kingdom of heaven shall suffer violence, and the violence shall take it by force, right? And then it tells you also in Daniel 7 and 18, he said the kingdom, they should take the kingdom. Oh, can you get that? Because I'm messed up. Daniel 7 and 18, since I'm mingling it. I don't wanna,
No,
You don't wanna
wanna
mingle
it. Daniel 7, verse 18. Black, yeah.
no, that's in Apocrypha.
Daniel 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High.
Right, the saints, which are the Israelites, right?
Shall-
Not every nation, because it keeps telling you how the Lord's going to destroy all these other nations. So it can't be, God will save everybody. No, that can't be everybody. Not even all of Israel is going to be saved. So how can the Lord save everybody? Keep going.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Yeah, we're going to come take the kingdom, man. We ain't going to come and beg or talk or do anything of this other thing. The Lord, we just read the word plead. The Lord says he's coming to plead with all nations, man. So what did that mean? He could come and take it, man. Right?
Forever, even forever and ever.
Right? That's like a little kid, you playing on the playground, some little kid take your toy, and then he start walking off. Do you go, hey, Mr. Kid, hey, can you please bring me back my toy? No, you go back over there and take it back. Because ultimately that's what you did, Esau. You took what belonged to us, try to walk off with it, man. And then you think if you give everybody a charagma, you get to keep it. Nah, man. The Lord's coming to destroy you, man. What?
Verse 28. "And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up,
Right?
and lift up your heads,
Hey, we're lifting up our head. Not don't look up like the Netflix show. We're looking up, man.
for your redemption draweth nigh."
Because our redemption is drawing nigh, man. And that's what we're ultimately hoping for you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, of Indian and Negro descent, and you Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation around the world, but your bloodline goes back to Israel, man, and come back to the fold, man. So we want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash, right? Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Hey, Shalom, peace.
Shalom.
Shalom.